Okay, so boom. The last time we were here, I showed you guys how to bleach the knots on this closure. And today I'm going to show you guys how I plucked the hairline to look like this. So if you're interested in how to achieve these results, then just stay tuned. Okay, so boom, again, I'm grabbing my mannequin head, and this is a mannequin in my size. This is what I'm going to be using the pluck on. I'm T-pinning the closure all around just so it could be stable and steady while I pluck, not wobbly and moving, because that gets really annoying, believe me. My hairline is not straight. I actually have a little bit of a widow's peak, so I wanted to experiment with creating a widow's peak with this closure. To do that, I started off by parting these little triangular shapes on either side of the part. I made sure that I didn't have too much hair, too little hair, and when I got the right amount of hair out, I did go ahead and just pull it out straight from the closure. This closure is from my brand House of Vain, and it's a good closure, so I can just pull the hair directly from out of the hairline without worrying about creating holes or damaging the closure in any way. Once I did that, this is how the closure was looking. You can already see that the hairline is kind of like widow's peak vibes, kind of. It's not going to be like a perfect widow's peak, but it's just not going to be a straight hairline. So this is going to be my first time trying to explain how to pluck, so follow me, hoes, okay? Because I don't even know how to explain this. I'm starting off at the very front of the hairline, not plucking too much, but I'm plucking, skipping a space, plucking, skipping a space. Next, I parted the very front of the hairline and I started plucking behind it, because that's a mistake that a lot of people make. You pluck the very front, but you forget that you have to create like a gradient effect. The front can't just look thin and then the back is super thick. You have to thin out the back as well. I'm plucking in random areas in the back of the very front of the hairline, just so I could get rid of that obvious line that shows where somebody would have stopped plucking. And I'm using the same technique where I pluck here and I skip a space, and I pluck here and I skip a space. This is how it looks. As you can see, it kind of looks like it's starting to thin out, which is what we want. We don't have that harsh line so much anymore, but we still have some work to do. You're not done yet, sis. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm plucking, I'm skipping, I'm plucking, I'm skipping. That is a technique that you want to do for the rest of the front of the hairline. You're not parting it out yet to work on the back. Focus on plucking a space and skipping a space for the entire front of the hairline before we start creating the gradient effect. Oh yes, ma'am. Thank God this hairline is starting to come together. Do you guys see the difference from this side to this side? And we're not even done yet. Imagine that. Now's the time to sit up straight and follow me. I'ma talk slow. Part out the part of the hairline that you have already plucked, and you know you plucked it because behind it will be thick. And as you can see, you see how we have clusters of hair that are still together in the front of the hairline, and then we have an empty space next to it. Do not pluck directly behind the empty space. Pluck behind the actual pieces of hair. If you pluck behind the empty space, you're just going to create a long bald spot. Do you know what I mean? If you already have an empty space in the front, you do not have to further pluck that empty space to look longer in the back. I hope that was understandable. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask me in the comments and I will help you. And I'm just going to finish this parted section in the back, only grabbing hair to take out behind the hairs that are still in the front. Ooh, it's starting to look like a dream. Plucked hairlines matter. Please pluck your hairlines. Please, please, please pluck your hairlines. Like, look at the other side and look at this side. Using the spray bottle on your hairlines does help pluck. It helps to check your work. I definitely would recommend using water while you're plucking, after you're plucking, to double check that it is not too thin and that you're not missing anything. So on the next side, because it has dried, I am going to use a spray bottle more with this side, and I'm pretty much going to do the same thing that I told you guys to do on the other side. You want to start plucking on the other side of the part, and you want to pluck a space. And when you pluck, you want to make sure that you're plucking all the way back. You don't just want to pluck 2 strands of hair. You want to pluck a space, skip a space. You see how I left that chunk of hair in between the 2 gaps, and then I'm going to leave another chunk of hair and then pluck right there. And I'm going to do that across the whole front of the hairline, thinning that out before we start thinning out the back. When you're plucking the space and skipping the space, you don't want to skip too big of a space, or else it's not going to look plucked for real. It's still going to look bulky and thick. Also, I need a huge favor from you guys. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment on this video so we can grow our brat gang. Why would you want our homegirls out there not knowing what we know? We parted out the front of the hairline. We see where our spaces are. We see where our clusters of hair are. I did already tell you guys to pluck directly behind the clusters of hair. Do not pluck behind the spaces. But when you're plucking behind the clusters of hair, you do not want to pluck directly behind that cluster, because it'll look like the front of your hairline is plucked and then you got a long bald spot right behind the section that you parted out. So to avoid that, you still want to part out the front of your hairline to pluck the back, but skip the very front and pluck behind it. It's still going to look like your hairline is thinnest in the front, and then it starts to get thicker as it goes back. You won't have that obvious line, and you also won't have that vertical line of just bald patchiness, because you was picking up right at the front. I hope I explained that well. I think I mentioned it already, but if I didn't, water does help while plucking. It just makes the hair, I don't know, it makes you see more clearly exactly what it looks like. And I basically used the same techniques on both sides, kind of did them in a little bit of a different order, but you should get the same results. The only thing that I noticed was that the clusters on this side, they were much fuller, they were much thicker, probably because I took bigger spaces in between my plucking, which is what you shouldn't do. So what I had to do to make both of the sides look the same was thin out the clusters a little bit. As you can see, I'm not plucking the very front of the hairline. I'm not pushing the hairline any further back. I'm taking the hair from the clusters that are too thick, and I'm plucking like in the center of it or in the middle of it to thin it out even more. Woo, I feel like that was a lot. That was a mouthful. But this is how much hair you should expect to take out of your closure when plucking. And it's not a bad thing. You want to take it out because it went from this to this, which is like polar opposites. This is realistic. This is not thick as hell. This is not, let me not say what it's not. Let me say what it is. This is perfect. This is beautiful. This is natural. This is a hairline. The closure is from HouseOfVaneOfficial.com. Go shop hair. Everything's on sale. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I cannot wait till you guys see how I actually constructed my wig. That video is coming up next. So stay tuned. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Bye, gang.